Welcome to our small kitchen in our small house. So we live in 900 square feet with 5 of our family members. And when we built our house, we did not plan on putting a pantry in here. But that's because we had originally come from a 200 square foot RV that we lived in for a year. So we understood living in a small space. But at the last minute of building our house, we decided to put it in a pantry, and we're so happy we did. So I'm going to take you on a tour. So let's go see our pantry. So one thing small living has taught me is to live with a house that is functional, that is lived in, that is used, not just there to be pretty, because we do live in our house and a lot of things happen, like making bread, which I currently have bread rising that I'm going to bake in a few minutes. So we do a lot of living in our house. And so the functionality of our pantry is super important. So we really try to use space from the floor to the top of the ceiling, and we're learning and doing new things all the time. So I'm going to show you some of the things that we do in here that really help us. So to start with, we have some cute little things. So I like function, but also enjoy having pretty things. So a lot of times we'll have extra fruit in here. Obviously we need to grocery shop, but we'll have apples, oranges in here. This hanging basket utilizes a lot of good space, plus it's cute, but I'll have veggies in here sometimes, like bananas or potatoes, things like that. And then I also have this other hanging one, so utilizing under the shelf space, we hang extra veggies or sometimes bread and things like that right there as well. And then we have shelves lining our pantry. So we have them here where we use food stuff, but we also have some of our coffee cups and things like that, extra cups. We have all of our canned goods here. And then recently we put in this tall or very high shelf. So there's not a lot of space, but actually there's just enough space for the jars, for our canning, for things like that for our garden. So we did that on purpose to utilize all this excess space. And it's been very, very helpful so far to just kind of get things more out of the way that we don't have to use all the time. We also were able to get this set of cabinets reused from someone. We repainted them. We had the doors for them, but once again, we decided in a small space, we didn't need the doors. It just took up extra room. So we left it open. We use it for extra food storage, for some pans and things like that, for our blender, things that we use all the time, my mixing bowls, things like that. And then we have the butcher block countertops, because this is our prep space. I use this all the time to prep food. Lots of bread making goes on here, lots of cooking. It's a great space and I love using it. And then we also have this small cabinet over here. And a really cool thing about this is that, one, it gives us extra drawer and cabinet, but we can put 2 of our kitchen devices that need water. And my husband was able to put in a water spigot, a pot filler, and we just can automatically fill up our Berkey here. And then we can also just fill up our coffee right here without having to go in and out of the kitchen, which is super helpful as well. So finally, we put our microwave up higher, which is really helpful just because it was on the counter. It took up way too much space. So we put it up here in its own little cabinet. There's a plug behind it that keeps it plugged in. It's easy to get to. The kids can use a stool to get to it, and it just keeps it up and out of the way, but still useful for our family. Tune in to our next video about small house living, where I will show you which kitchen appliances and utensils we kept on hand as we downsized our family from 2,300 square foot to a 200 square foot RV, and now to our small house in the woods that is only 900 square foot.